At 18,000 feet over enemy territory, the B-17 Flying Fortress rattled under flak bursts as black smoke bloomed around its wings, the steady drone of 4 engines barely masking the tension inside the cockpit. The pilot, Captain Harold Reeves, gripped the yoke with white-knuckled intensity, sweat tracing lines down his temple despite the freezing air seeping through the seams. Beside him, co-pilot James Miller read off engine temperatures, his voice calm, professional, trained for moments exactly like this. But something was wrong with Reeves. Ever since the last explosion rocked the aircraft, his breathing had turned shallow, his eyes glassy, his commands erratic. When Miller gently suggested leveling out to compensate for a damaged stabilizer, Reeves snapped, accusing him of questioning his authority mid-mission. The bomber lurched as Reeves overcorrected, sending the crew scrambling at their stations. Miller reached for the controls to steady the plane, and in a sudden, shocking burst of panic, Reeves swung his fist, striking the co-pilot across the jaw. The cockpit fell silent, except for the engines and Miller's sharp intake of breath. Below them lay miles of hostile territory. Behind them, a crew depending on both men to survive. Miller didn't retaliate. Instead, he locked eyes with Reeves and spoke slowly, firmly, reminding him of their training, their crew, and the fact that fear could kill them faster than any enemy gun. Another flak burst shook the aircraft, snapping Reeves back into reality. His hands trembled as he released the yoke, horror dawning on his face at what he'd done. Miller took control without ceremony, stabilizing the bomber just as a fire warning light flickered and died. For the remainder of the flight, the men worked in silence, professionalism overriding pride. They brought the damaged B-17 home on 2 engines, landing hard but alive. Later, in the debriefing room, Reeves confessed everything, accepting responsibility without excuses. The incident was quietly recorded, understood by commanders who knew that combat pushed even the strongest men to breaking points. The crew survived, the mission counted as completed, and the story was never spoken of again, except in the unspoken bond between 2 airmen who learned that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the ability to regain control when fear struck hardest. If you enjoyed this story and want more intense thrillers and suspenseful adventures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with friends who love a good mystery. Your support helps